Oh Maria, what? I'm going to give extravagant.
As South Africans observe Good Friday, remembering the crucifixion of Jesus, residents of Palma find themselves in a desperate situation. Thousands have either fled the area or are displaced following an attack by militants. Dozens were killed, among them South African Adrianelle.
We're talking of about 2,500 people who have been killed that way. Some people decapitated even in the presence of their relatives, which also brought and is bringing a lot of trauma for the people.
And of course, we are observing the anniversary of the death of Mama Winnie Mandela this Friday. In other news, military operations continue in Palma following that attack that killed dozens and uprooted thousands. Portugal is also reportedly ready to send some 60 soldiers to help train armed forces in Cabo Delgado. Meanwhile, a boat carrying survivors from Palma arrived in the port city of Pemba yesterday.
A boat carrying more than 1,000 survivors of a deadly attack by Islamic State-linked insurgents in northern Mozambique arrived in the port of Pemba on Thursday. Many of them distraught, as were the crowds of relatives waiting for their loved ones. Aid workers waited to give survivors food, and police and soldiers kept order. The government says dozens were killed in the highly organised attack on the gas town of Palma, which began last Wednesday. Mariamo Tagir was among many who fled and walked for days through the forest.
I'm so tired. It was 7 days in the bush. I'm so tired. We came across evildoers several times. The situation is really bad. There are many dead, many dead.
Survivors have spoken of bodies in the streets, some decapitated. Aid groups believe the attack displaced tens of thousands of people, many of whom fled into dense forest or attempted to escape by sea. Hundreds, including many foreign workers, have been evacuated by air. Islamist insurgents have been increasingly active in the surrounding province of Cabo Delgado since 2017, although it is unclear what specifically they are fighting for. The district around Palma is home to natural gas projects worth $60 billion. A diplomatic source said there were roughly 1,200 displaced people on board the boat, including 300 children and 400 women. An official at the International Committee of the Red Cross said the government was screening those arriving at Pemba to prevent infiltration by armed groups.